Coming up on a positive note,
My son is alive.
the life-saving rescue that brought this mother to tears. Plus, meet the firefighter who not only battles flames, he's also trying to give you a better body. And Fido gets a facial. You're watching News 12 Plus, where all of our news is good news. I'm Judea Murray, back with another half hour of heartwarming stories across our tri-state, and we're going to kick things off in Westchester County, where some quick-thinking officers helped save a man's life.
He was head first underneath it, probably around from like the chest up, was crushed.
An unimaginable accident.
I expected the worst once Jay called me as I was driving home from work.
That threatened the life of Jason and Sharon Muller's son, Justin, when the 23-year-old's car fell on top of him in New Windsor Tuesday as a quick repair turned into a terrifying emergency.
My son is alive because of that.
On Thursday,
Thank you. You saved my son.
the family got the chance to thank their son's rescuers for themselves.
They realized that he couldn't breathe.
We all took positions, called it out, we picked it up, we had to lift it. Officer Lake and Santiago pulled him out.
3 New Windsor officers lifted the car and 2 pulled Muller to safety before he could be airlifted to Westchester Medical Center. And while the young man, an Army specialist home on leave, suffered a collapsed lung, broken ribs, and a broken eye socket, family members say most importantly, he's alive and expected to make a full recovery.
It's great seeing the family, knowing that they knew we did everything in our power to help out their son and that he ended up being okay. It's a great feeling.
Thanks to the quick thinking actions of 5 of New Windsor's finest.
Next to recovery, of course, I hear Justin's main concern was returning to duty so he could continue to serve our country. That's incredible. All right, let's keep the positivity going with a life-changing act of kindness in New Jersey. Meet the Fishers. They have 4 children with autism. Mom and Dad were struggling to pay the bills, and when the McLaughlin Financial Group heard about their situation, they decided to surprise the family. The company will now be paying the Fishers' mortgage for an entire year.
It relieves a lot of stress of, you know, we won't be robbing Peter to pay Paul, to pay bills, pay whatever.
Picking bills, which one to pay first.
Pay first, which bills not to pay first. But so this will help us tremendously.
The Fisher family was also gifted with a washing machine and a lawnmower. Now let's head to New York, where a group of Long Islanders are fighting back against Parkinson's disease, and they're doing it one punch at a time.
Bill is in a fight. So is Carl.
Jab, cross.
And so is Barbara. They all have the same opponent, Parkinson's.
It's a fight for our lives. It's a fight for our life.
Bill, Barbara, and Carl used to be strangers fighting Parkinson's by themselves. Now they have each other, plus a whole new team of fighters in the Rocksteady boxing program in Comac.
All right, you guys all ready? And go!
Using those principles of boxing, it really helps them to improve their hand-eye coordination,
16, 17.
to improve their balance,
Keep going, keep going.
to improve their speed of movement, endurance and stamina.
Jab, cross, jab. Jab, cross, jab.
Say that again?
Jab, cross, jab.
You got that down.
I do.
But Carl, not so much.
What goes through your mind when you're hitting the bag?
How can I do this without screwing up? I end up with doing jab, jab, cross instead of jab, cross, jab.
I sleep better, I eat better, and I feel better. Physically, and more important, mentally.
Again.
So through some heavy hitting and some light moments, this Comac crew is giving Parkinson's the fight of their lives.
What are you thinking when you're punching and you're going through this whole thing?
There's no cure, so you know where you're going. But it's just you just want to just keep going and give it the best shot you got.
I can tell you from experience, boxing is tough. I look like Carl in the ring, but when you have a reason to fight, it'll get you through every single time. Now, I hope you've got a sweet tooth, because I'm taking you to Connecticut for some soft serve, served by a man with a soft heart. This is El DeGuido, owner of Saugatuck Sweets. When he's not scooping ice cream, El is helping families battle pediatric cancer, rare blood disorders, and financial hardships. And he's doing it by hosting fundraisers through his organization, El's Angels.
We want to leave a legacy with those kids and their parents that this is critically important, that we give back, that we understand within 5 minutes of where we're standing right now are people that are in desperate need, and that they can't kind of keep themselves kind of holed up in their own world, that we have a responsibility to help those in need.
This holiday season, El's Angels will be helping thousands of families in need with meals and gifts. What a sweetheart. Now here's something you may not have known. The Bronx is the only borough in New York that doesn't have its own Marvel superhero. Well, one tri-state man is trying to fill that void, and you've got to see his getup.
Ivan Ramos was always a big Spider-Man fan.
Around kindergarten, I kind of got in trouble. I actually tried to climb the wall in class.
Growing up in West Farms, he turned to comics and video games to keep himself safe from what was going on outside his apartment building.
Because all of the violence in the street and the drugs and stuff like that, I basically, this was basically my home over here.
And while Peter Parker reps Queens, Captain America hails from Brooklyn, the Bronx was left without a Marvel superhero of its own. That is, until Bronx Spidey was born. Back in November, Ramos bought a costume from a company called RPC Studio in Thailand, and the rest was history.
I wear the suit, Miles Morales suit, which basically depicts a Puerto Rican and African-American boy from New York, and that basically relates to me because I'm Puerto Rican.
Since November, his Instagram has exploded with over 7,500 followers, full of action shots taken by his brother.
We actually go up to the roof and take pictures.
And now Bronx Spidey spends a lot of his days being a superhero to kids across the city.
Kids around the neighborhood saw me, and they basically wanted to take pictures with me and stuff like that. So I decided to go to hospitals and visit kids in hospitals and community centers like the YMCA, the Kids Bay Boys and Girls Club.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
I have different Comic-Cons coming out, like Brooklyn Comic-Con, and a lot of hospital visits coming up.
But it's a task this friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is up for.
Need proof that hard work pays off? One man went from McDonald's employee to McDonald's owner. He defines the American dream.
Juan Antonio Rodriguez started his successful franchise career on humble beginnings.
Where I started, Fry Station.
Rodriguez, who left his homeland of Puerto Rico as a teenager with big dreams, got his first job at McDonald's in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn.
McDonald's provided me at 18 years old that flexibility, and that was the beginning of my McDonald's career.
Through the years, Rodriguez rose through the ranks in leadership roles within the fast food corporation, but left the company for a stint with the NYPD. But Rodriguez says ketchup was in his blood and eventually returned back to the Golden Arches, this time as a franchise owner.
Bought my first restaurant in Bruckner Boulevard in 1988.
In the South Bronx, during a time when many businesses stayed away, he saw a need.
The Bronx is a great neighborhood. It's a great place to do business in, and people appreciate when you do things for the community. They appreciate it more than anywhere else.
To date, Rodriguez owns 14 McDonald's franchises.
Very good, nice job.
13 of them in the Bronx, with more than 800 employees working for him.
As I'm growing, also growing my people, because I always believe in growth from within, not only to give back to the community, but give back to these kids.
Rodriguez says many of them have become successful managers, supervisors, and owners themselves for the McDonald's Corporation.
This next video is guaranteed to get you in a good mood. It's pups being pampered. I don't want to disturb Dudley's spa treatment here, but he's getting a gentle oatmeal blueberry facial courtesy of Pets A Go-Go in Briarcliff Manor. We're told it gets rid of tear stains, and apparently there are several doggy spas around the tri-state, including this one here in Westchester, that take a holistic approach when it comes to caring for dogs. Dudley, they say every dog has his day, and it looks like today is yours. All right, sit tight. I've got so much more coming up after this break. A high school athlete who didn't let an illness stop him from playing sports.
Good, Connor, stay low, open the hips, open the hips.
And a spotlight on a first responder saving lives and shaping bodies. You're watching On a Positive Note here on News 12 Plus. Don't go anywhere.